On this episode of 30A Misfits Off-Road Road Trip Edition, we visit Wilmore, Kentucky. We start off trying a favorite local drink, tour Asbury University's campus with David,
freaking ghost town,
and interview one of David's old college friends who is now their head basketball coach.
Fire alarm goes off, $50 fine.
Set the fire alarm twice off.
$50 fine.
Oh, remember the sauna?
The sauna, $50 fine.
Remember hall ball?
Hall ball, $50 fine for hall ball.
Before having lunch at an alumni-owned cafe,
there's a lot going on, but it all works.
And heading off to Ohio for the next leg of our journey.
And we had a big plan at one point to combine all of our rooms, where we were going to all sleep in one room. We were all going to study in another room. Another room was going to be like our video game / entertainment room. That got shot down real quick. $50 fine.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, we're in our condo in Wilmore, Kentucky. Erica's editing, or not condo, hotel room in Wilmore, Kentucky. Erica's editing for the new video, Where We've Been. And I went and got a couple of L81s, which Erica's never had, but you've heard me talk about before, right?
Right.
And you know that it's a Kentucky drink.
Yes.
You've heard me say that.
In 1902, George Lee Wainscott laid eyes on a carbonation machine and established a soft drink company. In 1906, he developed his first signature recipe, a cola product, Roxa Cola, named after his wife Roxanne. The success of this cola spurred a lawsuit from the nation's largest cola company, which Wainscott ultimately won, but that inspired him to search for new and innovative flavors just in case. His quest took him to Northern Europe, where he discovered ginger beer. Wainscott toned down the spice and began experimenting. At the 1926 Clark County Fair, Wainscott held a contest to name his new recipe. The winning entry was a late one, 1920 slang for the latest thing. In the fall of 2009, Wainscott's great-great-nephew, Fielding Rogers, became the youngest family member in Ale 8 history to assume the leadership role at age 28. To this day, the secret formula is mixed batch by batch by him alone in their secret batching room at the top of a spiral staircase, following his great-great-uncle's handwritten notes that hang on the wall.
So, I don't know why every kid here treats it like crack.
I love when people say like crack who've obviously never done crack.
And they're all on it, but it's nothing special, but we're gonna pop it up and try it.
You ever seen somebody open a bottle with an eyelash curler?
It works.
I don't hate it, but I'm not a huge fan.
It's not made to be just instantly, oh, this is the greatest drink I ever had. Otherwise it'd be all over the country.
See, this is the thing. I was told that it was like ginger ale.
Yeah.
And the part of it that's like ginger ale, I do like. But what it's really like is like ginger ale and Sprite mixed together. And I don't like Sprite. So that's why I'm like, I don't hate it, because I like the ginger aspect, but the Sprite part's throwing me off. So it's like, it might grow on me. We'll see.
Yeah, give it some time. That's kind of how I felt about it. It grew on me, I'll say that much.
It's like ginger ale that somebody made a little too sweet.
But the thing is, I mean, you really taste ginger.
Yeah.
I mean, like you taste.
That's why I like the ginger, but then it's like, it's just a little too sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's a ginger drink.
Stop rocking.
But notice I'm still drinking it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get it. I get it. I can see why kids would love this. Like, especially, kids don't usually like ginger ale because ginger ale is not super sweet.
Right.
But I can see why kids would like this.
It's sweet.
Yeah.
Put it up next to your face. The bottle.
Thumbnail.
Why don't you get your finger out of the way?
Get your finger out of the way.
I can't see where my finger is.
Well, there we go.
Oh, wait, hold on. Get the sweatshirt in it.
That's it. Well, my goal today was to show a campus teeming with life and how much fun it was for me. But this looks like a ghost town. Usually there's people everywhere playing frisbee, playing all kinds of things. But I'll be darned today if it's not just a freaking ghost town.
Asbury University is a small liberal arts Christian university founded in 1890 in the town of Wilmore, Kentucky. David attended and graduated with a media communications degree in 2003.
I think I've majored in history first. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do as far as my major. And then I ended up settling on media communications. And at the time, Asbury was just starting to get involved in media communications, but we had some incredible instructors. And it became, as I was here, the biggest department on campus. And at the time, everything was done in that building. I think there's one classroom in there. It's not made to be a what do you call it? A classroom building. What do you see what they built now? This is the new media communications building. And this is the back side of it. It's crazy. They made it look like a mini little town.
80% of the students live on campus, and David spent all 4 of his years living in the same dorm room.
My dorm room, which was Johnson First West.
When David moved in as a freshman, Will Shouse lived 2 doors down as a sophomore. Will is now the head basketball coach at Asbury, and the week we filmed this, he became the winningest coach in Asbury history. David thought it would be fun to get an interview with Will while we were in town, and it turned out to be quite entertaining as I know absolutely nothing about basketball.
The Yum Center in Louisville
Yeah.
the other day is an exhibition against Bellarmine D1 team, and they're asking all these basketball questions, and I like to answer them, but I'm ready for some different ones. So fire away.
Is it running? What is the trend right now in shorts as far as are they getting shorter or longer?
That's a good question, because when I played and even, into coaching, ordering uniforms, you always said I want, a long inseam, because I grew up in the Fab Five era with Michigan making the trend long shorts, black socks with your shoes, and we would make fun of people who wore the real short shorts. Like there was a player in the NBA, John Stockton. He never changed. He never went with long shorts. He stayed with the short shorts. Now they're getting shorter, and they do this thing that drives me nuts. They roll them over at the top. Have you seen this?
Yes.
They roll them over. I guess it got out of control a little while with the long shorts. They were getting longer and longer. And now I'm like, you're just wearing boxers out there. And it went to also with socks. We played in no-shows, where ankle sock, we didn't want anybody to see our socks, and now if you wear those, you just get destroyed. So it's more of the mid sock, and the sock game's gotten crazy too. We would have never been able to get away with wearing pink socks during the game.
How long have you been a coach at Asbury?
So this is my 14th year as the head coach. I was the assistant coach for 4 years.
Do you wear tennis shoes or dress shoes when you're coaching?
One of the good things about COVID happening was that coaches stopped wearing suits and they started dressing down a little bit, which if you look at the different sports, football coaches, they don't wear suits on the sidelines. Hockey coaches do a little bit. I don't know why. Baseball, they wear the uniform. So you wonder why you wear that, and that's probably because you're standing in front of the crowd. But that has changed, so now I wear more of the kind of in between.
Have there been any teams as good as your senior year?
Oh, that's good, because my senior year was a special year. So my freshman year, we won 16 games, still had a losing record. My sophomore year, 18, still had a losing record. Then my junior year was the first ever winning season in Asbury history, when it was we were 19 and 16. But my senior year was like the culmination of all those years. And we were 25 and 10. We went to the Christian College National Tournament. It's tough because you want to kind of replicate that feeling that we had, because we didn't want the season to be over. We just wanted to keep rolling. Record-wise, yes. But as far as, it's tough to compare, but my whole goal in coaching is to create that special year that they can remember when they look back. And hopefully we've done that.
How different is it recruiting for a Christian college versus a non-Christian college?
Well, we put it all out there. I make sure that they know what they're getting into. There's no secrets as far as like, hey, coach, you didn't tell me it was going to be like this here. We're going to go to our chapel 3 times a week.
This behind me is Hughes Auditorium. It's one of my favorite places that we used to go. 3 times a week we got to gather here for chapel, and I just viewed it as social time. But I mean, we get the chance to praise the Lord too and learn a little something, but it was very neat. 3 times a week, everybody on campus got together inside this building. It was cool. Everything's gonna be based around our faith. We are gonna pray before practice. We're gonna go on our mission trips. We're gonna love you. But the thing that I tell them is, because I was this guy, we're gonna love you for who you were when we recruited you. We're gonna love you for who you are at the moment, and then for who you're gonna be. So that there's no expectations of you having to be a certain person when you get here, but we're excited about where you're going to be when you leave. And that's what I needed to hear, because I never felt like during my time that, you know, I felt a lot of judgment on me early until I was secure in my faith. And so I want them to know the pressure is not on you to be a certain way. You know, do your daily thing, jump in with what we're doing, and I promise you'll get where you need to get. So I'm coaching the Will Shouses of the world that might have a little chip on their shoulder coming in, may have made not the best decisions coming in, may be still making some decisions that are not so good, but hey, this is why we love you, and this is where you're going to be, and along the way, keep your head high. I just like to I mean, I've still got work to do in my life, but I am there used to be this thing at Asbury where people would say, oh, you just came here to play basketball. You know, you didn't want to do the other things. You don't care that it's a Christian school. You just came here to play basketball. Which was true in the beginning.
Which was true, that I did come here.
I knew it! You're using us!
But little did I know, God was using basketball.
Right.
He is so good that he used basketball. And now I'm using basketball as a ministry. It was a perfect plan. And so I'm telling them, don't be ashamed if you did come here to play basketball. Embrace it, because God's using that. So that is I'm telling you the same thing I would tell a recruit here. Don't be ashamed if you want to come here and play basketball. Now, on the other thing, if your heart is where you'll never see the impact that Jesus has on you, then I don't know that this is going to be a good spot for you. It's not for everybody. So the things that maybe other schools might use against us, the chapel, the curfew, the things, they're the things that we're like, yes, that's us, baby. You know, we like that.
The chapels are on. That's social hour. I love
the funny thing is while you're here, chapel, they're like, oh, I got to go to chapel. But they've done research as far as alumni here. What's the thing you miss the most?
Yeah,
chapel. Because everybody's in the same place at the same time, and you're looking around. You have all your classmates there, and now not every one of them are life changing. But I remember certain times I'm like, the light bulb came on. I'm like, that was awesome. I remember that as a life-changing thing. So it's still doing it for kids.
Who makes the best basketball shoe right now?
I'm a big Jordan guy, and I got in a habit of, do you get on the sneakers app? Have you seen that?
What?
I got the Jordan 3s. I got the Kobe's, the Hall of Fame, his last ever Nike shoe. But then you start getting them, and you got a pile of shoes at the house and bills to pay, and so I had to delete that, get off there. But the best ones, I would say, the Chris Pauls are, as far as basketball shoes, the guys really wear those. The big thing right now is Giannis. They want they're called the Freaks, the shoes, they're Nike shoes. So, because whoever's doing well in the NBA is who they're going to look at.
And how was your relationship with Jesus?
Oh, well, I'll tell you this. I mean, it's always been good, but a turning point in my life was when my son died. He had something called a diaphragmatic hernia, which means all of your organs are pushed up into your chest cavity, and so basically they had to get everything back in order, and the survival rate is not good with that. But it was like as soon as they got one thing in place, it would affect something else. And so he passed away. He was born August 8th, 2015, passed away December 10th. And I'll say that it's honest, I was angry. The thing that would make me the most mad was when people say, well, your other kids are healthy, you know, you got healthy kids, you got a lot to be thankful for. I couldn't hear that. I got in a dark, and I didn't deal with it. I made sure my family was okay, made sure that my wife was okay during all that. I coached a week later. I should never have. I went on with that probably about a year later, even after we had my daughter. All of a sudden, God said, that's enough.
That's enough!
Yeah, I got onto you.
Yeah, that's enough. And I started crying. I'm not a real emotional guy. I started crying, and I was with 3 very secure friends who God said, this is a safe spot for you. And it started with like an argument between us. You know, because we're playing off, we're competitive against each other. It was a stay and play type deal. So, and it was everything came out. And after that, God's been hugging me tight. And he's always been hugging me tight, but I realized Ray's life had such an impact on so many people praying for us. And it is the refining of a person. That was God refining me. Those 4 months that he was alive, you know, you look at...
You're grateful, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and that has changed. It changed the way I coach, changed the way that my relationship with God. I've been a better husband. You can ask my wife that, but I feel like I've been a better husband, a better father to my kids, a better friend. But I really think everybody, even if they don't know it, they'll have that one moment in their life, or that one, or maybe 2 things, the big things happen that is a turning point in their life, or a waking up moment, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. And you know, we still have our tough days. Yesterday was his the 6-year anniversary of his death, and so we still have our tough days. But you know, there's a scholarship in his name now. There's
so much good.
Oh man, so much. But you can't see it. But that moment on the golf course in Taylorsville, Kentucky, with 3 of my brothers, it just all of a sudden it couldn't have been more like a lift off my shoulders physically, even. And it was just, I woke up the next morning like, gosh, I haven't felt this way in years. So there was one of our friends is a social worker. You remember Matt, who was our RD?
Cannell.
Matt Cannell's wife is a social worker, and she's close with us. She called us as we were letting off balloons on his birthday, what would have been his birthday, the next year. And so, tough day for us, right? Calls us. We have this woman in northern Kentucky. She got pregnant. Doesn't feel like it's the best environment to bring this baby in. Would you be interested? And I'm like, I don't know if we can do that. Like, I was not in a good spot. Like, would you be willing to meet with her? So yeah, we'll meet with her. We met a week later. We loved her. She loved us.
Now here's a more question. Would you have taken her if you had Ray?
Oh, I'm that guy. Yeah, I would have.
Right. But I mean, you know, I don't know if the opportunity would have been.
No, I don't. Yeah, we wouldn't have been. Maybe we don't get the call because she told the social worker had told this mom about our situation.
Right.
So get this. So talk about getting ready for a baby. So that was August 8th, and she was born September 10th, which is 9 months to the day that Ray passed, and also my wife's birthday.
Wow.
So, and she's our little angel. She's just going to dominate everybody in our house because she gets away with a lot. She's the only one that looks like me. We had to adopt one to look like me. And she knows she's adopted, but she doesn't really know what that means. She gets a little upset that she wanted to be in mommy's belly. And we tell her she was in mommy daddy's heart,
right,
which is even more important. So the funny thing is, your testimony, be ready because it'll change. My testimony is now that, you know, instead of having to do anything with
basketball. Coming to Asbury to play basketball.
Right, no,
that's
my,
down
my faith is, was, you know, sculpted in those moments. I'm excited to see what he does in the in the lives of our players.
Do you feel guilty at all for stealing Mark Bentley's girlfriend?
Well, it's worked out well for both of us, huh?
It's time for lunch.
Solomon's Porch has been serving the people of Wilmore since 1996. Current owners Tim and Aaron Gibson took ownership almost 20 years ago in 2004, after dreaming about opening a coffee shop together throughout their college years at Asbury. Originally believing their ministry through the local coffee shop would be tailored to the university, seminary, and local community, Aaron said they soon realized their ministry stretched beyond and into the people they would employ. For the owners, their wish is that Solomon's Porch will continue to minister to not only the community and future employees, but allow them the opportunity to partner with local farms and mission organizations where they'll be able to glorify God in their services.
You have the, can you pronounce this for me?
No.
No.
James of Zebedee?
I mean, it's probably from the Bible or something.
Anyway, it's a hot dog with chili, cheddar, sauerkraut, grilled onion, garlic, and bacon.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
And I got, they call it the Asbury here, after the college.
Captain Obvious is a sarcastic expression invoked in conversation to...
But it's a Kentucky hot brown, which is a famous sandwich that I have heard all about, but I've never had one. And it is turkey and ham, warmed up over Texas toast, topped with bacon, tomatoes, cheddar, and a creamy Parmesan white sauce. Interesting. Try to get a little bit of everything. Okay. There's a lot going on, but it all works.
That looks good.
Mm-hmm.
That hot dog.
Split hot dog too.
No one is going to be as thoughtful.
Did you hear the snap of that sausage when I bit into it?
Snap!
It tastes good.
Yeah. As soon as I saw there were hot dogs on the menu, I was like, yeah, there we go. Let's get the hot dog.
I usually look forward to our meals because whatever Erica got, I'm usually going to get a little bit of it. I didn't get a thing. Hot browns are a success, right?
It was really good. I definitely ate the whole thing. You had a couple of bites, but...
Well, what's next, baby?
We're going to Ohio.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching this episode of 30A Misfits. Tune in next time to see us eat our way through Dayton, Ohio on our way through the Midwest.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to